It's killing season in the automotive world. Nissan has killed the Titan, but it's got 1 year left of production ending in 2024. And Genesis just killed off the G70, its excellent little sport sedan, kind of like the Kia Stinger, right? And with the introduction of the J250 Land Cruiser into America, is the death of the 4Runner as we know it at our doorstep. Let's get into it. If you're excited for anything 4Runner, maybe not the cancellation, but if you're excited for 4Runner, smash the like button. Why am I making this video? Well, I've seen countless comments on my channel by people just like you, or maybe it was you, saying that the Land Cruiser, effectively in its shape and form coming to America, is the sign of Toyota killing the 4Runner. Why would you have two vehicles that are on the same platform with similar powertrains with the same footprint coexist? And I totally get that reasoning, but it's not going to happen. Toyota is not killing the 4Runner. I have lots of evidence supporting the next generation 4Runner. So in today's video, we're going to go over every single reason why Toyota won't kill the 4Runner. And it will get an all new generation. So if you were crying at the beginning of this video, wipe those tears away or convert them into tears of happiness, because I have great news. Let's start with my first hand account witness. When I was in Salt Lake City this past week for the Land Cruiser, make sure to watch my videos on it. I spoke to multiple Toyota people. I'm not going to say any names, but I spoke to multiple Toyota people saying the 4Runner is going to continue for an all-new generation. And that's really all that they could say. Another grand reason, not Grand Highlander or anything like that, but another grand reason why Toyota is keeping the 4Runner around is money. This vehicle literally prints money for them. Check this out. So we're over at Car Figures, the sales, and in 2010, I think that's when they came out with the newest generation, 2010. And then 2011 was the earthquake / tsunami. So sales went down a little bit, but look at what's gone on since then. Look at this historic rise of the 4Runner here in the United States, peaking in 2021 during the pandemic at 144,000 4Runners sold and bought here in the United States of America on an archaic platform. They really haven't done anything to the 4Runner since the latest generation, when that was introduced in the late 2000 or the late, what was it, 2009, 2010 when they introduced it. Another massive reason why Toyota won't kill this vehicle is that we need an entry-level body-on-frame vehicle. Now, the Tacoma has that, but that's a pickup truck. The 4Runner starts at $40,000. Not exactly cheap. If we look at the Tacoma, for example, the current generation Tacoma starts around the upper 20s, and it'll probably get stretched the way things are going to about $30,000 starting price, maybe for the SR5 model with a new redesign for 2024. So why does this price make sense for a new 4Runner? Well, Land Cruiser starting in the mid-50s. That's what Toyota has said. That is gospel for the 1958 edition. So the 4Runner has that's just absolutely perfect. Why is that perfect? Because the TRD Pro maxes out in the mid-50s. So the Land Cruiser essentially takes the baton in the mid-50s from the 4Runner and carries it with that body-on-frame nature. And I do believe this vehicle will continue on and start around $40,000. Another reason why the 4Runner isn't going anywhere is that Toyota has in their DNA the Four Brothers body-on-frame SUVs for America. Going over to Automotive News, Tacoma shares DNA of Toyota's Four Brothers body-on-frame trucks. Those Four Brothers are Tacoma, Tundra, Sequoia, and 4Runner. Land Cruiser's not even in there. Land Cruiser's just icing on the cake, little gravy on the fries if you're Canadian. So now that all the evidence is out there that we will be getting a new 4Runner, when is it coming? What will it be like? What can we expect from this vehicle? Where will it be built? So let's just start with where will it be built? Well, history would dictate that it's built at the Tahara plant alongside the J250 Land Cruiser, and I would expect it to be there. Is it possible that it could be built in Mexico alongside the Tacoma and the Baja plant and the Guanajuato plants? Well, it's a possibility, but I don't think they have the production volume there. So unless they've been doing some secrecy across the border and building out those plants so they can have better production rates and volumes, I just don't see it being built in Mexico. Like the Tacoma that's built in Mexico, I think everything about the Tacoma in terms of the design and powertrains will be baked into the new 4Runner. And why do I think this? Well, Toyota's always shared powertrains and design language, but now more so than ever. Over at the Drive, they picked up a report saying the 4Runner, the new 4Runner, will get Tacoma's hybrid. So that's a 2.4. Well, we'll just go over these powertrains a little bit. It'll be getting a manual. I don't remember the last time we saw a manual transmission in a 4Runner. Let's see. Well, we had the Toyota Trekker. Look at this guy. I saw one. I think there was actually one in my old neighborhood in Omaha. This thing looked amazing. We had it in technically the first generation here, which had it looked like a Toyota pickup with a topper on the back. And that's really what this new 4Runner I think is going to be. A Toyota Tacoma with a big top on the back with seats in it. The wheelbase will be different. But we had a manual in this first gen. We had it in a second gen. You had it in the third gen. And then in the fourth gen in the early 2000s, it went fully automatic. But hey, the new Tacoma's getting a manual. Why can't the new 4Runner? And that report is claiming that it is getting all the powertrains from the Tacoma. Now, we'll see if it gets this base powertrain, this base SR. You know, we are going to miss the 4-liter V6. I would love for the 4-liter V6 to stick around with an updated transmission. Got to get rid of that 5-speed. That thing is crippling the 4Runner. Maybe not for longevity, but in terms of performance, fuel economy, and NVH as well. That's going to be replaced, obviously, with the new 8-speed. But will we see the base SR grade with 228 horsepower and 243 pound-feet of torque? I don't think so, personally. I think it's going to start with the 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque with the 8-speed auto. Now, this report is also claiming 6-speed manual. Praise the gods if that's the case. I think a lot of people will instantly forget about the retirement of the 4-liter V6 if we get a 6-speed manual here with the 2.4 turbo. This is a little bit detuned here, 270 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. Expect those numbers to be identical if we get a 6-speed manual in the new 4Runner as well. And iForce Max, will we see the 2.4 turbo hybrid? Absolutely. It can't be on anything less than, I would say, than $50,000 because that's the price that we see for the 1958 Land Cruiser. So with this powertrain being a 50,000 plus powertrain, it's probably only going to be on the TRD Pro and the Trailhunter. You better believe Toyota will bring a Trailhunter to the 4Runner, and that would be pretty epic. Starting $50,000, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually eclipse the Land Cruiser and get to $60,000. Think about all the equipment, aftermarket goodies. Well, aftermarket, they're partners from the factory with these external companies like Old Man Emu and Rigid, etc. And let's not forget ARB as well. There's no way Toyota just teams up with those three big companies for one vehicle, the Tacoma. Of course, they're going to do it on the Tundra, the Sequoia probably, and then also the new 4Runner. If I didn't think the 4Runner was coming for an all-new generation, I wouldn't have wasted 3 hours making this render. So I took the Trailhunter Tacoma, which I can't wait to test out. Should be October, November's timeframe. And I made this. Now, it's not the greatest quality. The lines and the gradients are really hard to figure out with my base level skills. But this is what I put together for the Trailhunter 4Runner 2025 model. And here it is with the background as well. So let me know what you guys think. This is the image I had crossed out in the thumbnail today. I think if it looks close to this, I think the biggest difference, I don't know how big this rear wheel arch will be. This is straight taken from the Tacoma. I think this is going to be shrunken down or modified some way to make the door somewhat usable for the rear passengers. But hey, if they go full on design over functionality for that second row like we see here, I think people won't care because it's going to look so sick. So anyways, That's what I think the new 4Runner will look like, at least from the side. From the front, it's going to look just like, well, it should look pretty darn similar to the current Tacoma. So anyways, just wanted to throw that in there. I feel pretty proud of myself. It's not perfect, but like I said, it looks pretty good from a distance. And you get close and you start seeing, the pimples on its face. But all right, this is the interior of the Trailhunter Tacoma, and expect a very similar interior for the 4Runner. Means up to a 12-inch fully digital screen here. That means a 14-inch screen in the middle that sticks out a bit. Not quite as pretty as the built into the dash Land Cruiser screen, but it works. You'll have heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, large knobs here. I expect this to be copy and pasted into the new 4Runner with very minor differences. Will we see the pop-out little JBL speaker here like we see in the new Tacoma? I wouldn't be surprised. Digital rearview mirror, 360 trail cameras. Will we get a rear locking diff or a center locking diff and sway bar disconnects? Time will tell. I think that's probably likely for the higher trims. I think the Land Cruiser, though, will probably exclusively get the center and rear lock. I don't think the 4Runner will get that sort of special attention, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope it gets both center and rear lockers. 45 watts of peak individual USB charging here. That makes me happy. I just bought a new power bank. I'll put in the description below. That puts out 145 watts because I'm going to Japan soon. I didn't mention that, so I'm way off topic here, but I will be going to Japan for the Tokyo Motor Show or Mobility Show, and that's a big thing. I'm going with David Chow from Automotive Press, and it's literally a dream come true, a childhood dream to go to the Tokyo Motor Show. So anyways, that's going to be happening. They might have the 4Runner there. So maybe that's a segue into the next thing. Like, when is the 4Runner coming? When can we expect a reveal? Well, that report that The Drive had said that production starts in July of 2024 as a 2025 model. Is that possible? Anything's possible. Ask Kevin Garnett. And I'm also hearing a reveal by the end of this year. Could they reveal this vehicle at like the LA Auto Show? I hope to Jesus that's the case. The sooner, the better. I can't wait for the new 4Runner. I think I've covered just about everything from the powertrains, the survival story, to the continuation of the 4Runner, to the technology. I'm going to shut it down there. What do you want to see out of the new 4Runner? Smash a like button for the 4Runner. You bet your butt that Toyota will bring it for another generation by the end of next year at the very latest, even though it's been delayed for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years at this point in time. Make sure you're subscribed, because if I hear anything 4Runner, I will bring it to you officially. Rumors, whatever I hear on it, I want to bring it to you guys. Can't wait to share more on the new 4Runner, and I hope you can sleep easy tonight knowing that the 4Runner will live on if you were worried about it. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves, and peace.